Welcome, folks. Welcome to Chatting with Javi, episode number 53. And let's see here. Uh, Tonight, I'll just be, chatting with our good buddy Russ over here. And we're going to do some. You guys missed it. I just almost took my hand off. I went to go, I put a wire in one of these things and I went to tighten it and it was already all the way tightened and this thing is just like blah, just so that's no fun. But it is what it is.
I'll tell you what, I'm a witness, folks.
Oh yeah. It was not fun. All right, so let me get on.
Hello, Paul Stewart just joined you.
Hey Paul, how's it going? All right, so here we go.
Y'all think of some questions to ask him because he said this was going to be a boring episode. So y'all,
yeah, boring otherwise, but they all are really. But so my buddy Russ was asking me about concrete. So in case you guys are wanting to put a concrete driveway up. In fact, maybe I'll repeat this when Dave gets here. He should be in a few minutes. But as far as concrete driveways are concerned, I would, I'll tell you guys, wait 28 days. That's 4 weeks before you, not put anything on it. Obviously, you could drive your car on it unless it has a leaky oil tank. In that case, then yeah, wait. Before you seal it, paint it or epoxy it. And I'm not a big fan of epoxy when it comes to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to unscrew all of these because I almost did it again.
Oh boy.
And I hear Dave, so let me be right back. Here we go.
Bill Maggart just joined us. Hello, Bill and Dave Krause. How you doing?
William, Dave Krause, and Dave Gatton. How are you doing?
What's up, Big Dave? Oh, a little Dave.
Yeah, I'm little Dave.
He's little Dave. There you go.
I'll take that.
So I was just giving Russ some advice. When it comes to concrete driveways, I would definitely highly recommend sealing them. And you do not seal them until 28 days has passed because you want them to cure properly. You want the moisture content to be right because you don't want to seal that because then they'll end up cracking or turning to dust under the seal. And well, anyway, long story short,
yeah.
Wait 4 weeks. But once you wait at least 4 weeks, by all means, definitely seal them because you put a drop of oil, it's gonna stain it. You put anything you work with at all, you're gonna stain it. And yeah, granted, even with the seal, it's possible you might stain it, but not to the degree of if it's not sealed.
That's what a pressure washer's for.
A pressure washer won't do it if it's not sealed.
It will. Oh, yeah.
You're going to put a hole in it.
Yeah, you'll put a hole in it, but yeah, that's
you might have less concrete, but you'll get rid of that stain.
Yeah. Because it's like a sponge, and then the oil will just seep right through. And certain things like, I know certain wood stains like CW or some other really, decent wood stains that are nice and dark, they'll seep right through it, a few layers, and it's no fun.
So what are you doing tonight, blurry butt?
So it is, again,
I told you.
It's driving me crazy. This is going on and off. I'm getting 30 megabit, Dave. I have a feeling this is StreamYard. I'm getting 30 megabit download speeds.
I use StreamYard.
Yeah. Well, it might be the new thing of theirs. I don't know, but
you got it set to 720 or?
I got it set to 720. I tried one 1080, but I don't have the professional version. So look, I'm going to go to speedtest.net. I'm at speedtest.net. I'm going to click go. I am pulling currently 20. See, now it's down to 20. 23, 25, 26, 28. It's back to 30. So now we're at 30 something. And
believe it or not, before we started the show, there was a while there he was crystal clear.
It was perfect.
Crystal clear the other night when I watched.
Yeah. All right. Let me see something.
What was it last? Well, I guess it was last night.
I'm gonna attempt. Let me see what this is on. Let me turn off. Let me see what happens if I turn off my Wi-Fi. Just out of curiosity. If I lose you guys, I'll be back on.
Yeah, maybe trying to go back and forth or something.
Yeah. See, now I'm pulling 40, 36.
Wow.
There we go. All right. I'm going to reboot myself here.
Hey, you got your new stuff up. Even
yep,
blurry. I can tell that.
I'll show it to you right now. Give me a second.
I want to see it. That's what I came here for. All right, welcome to the Russ and Dave show.
All right. Is that any better?
Yeah, I think so. I can't tell because you're not in it. All I see is
right now. It's good.
And I'm not
really
wearing
good.
my glasses anyway.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, it looks pretty clear.
Well, let's hope it stays that way. But I don't know what it is. I got to tell you, I don't know what it is. It's StreamYard's new setup. I have a feeling. I have a feeling it's them because
you sound like somebody else I know. Always wanting to blame StreamYard for the issue. Works like a champ for me. I love StreamYard.
No. If it's somebody else, I'd be calling it Yardstream. So it's not. It's definitely not that.
You need to make me and Russ little and put you big.
What?
All right, let's do that. Yeah, that's true. I always forget to do that.
Nobody can see us. Besides, I got a fettuccine Alfredo stain on my shirt here. I don't want nobody to see it.
I came this close. I came this close to having fettuccine. Instead, we had.
Your picture looks good now. So whatever you did, quit blaming StreamYard and do that again.
No,
what he did.
I don't. I always have to tell you.
Are you going to show me your new stuff? Because I see like 1 million electrical outlets up there.
Okay, well, first of all, let me show you the new stuff. All right, so
I may want some links later.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so you have the. I can't see the monitor because I haven't put my computer here yet. But
okay, you're pointing at you're under the shelf there.
Okay, I'm under the shelf. There's one of the new 12 outlets from Amazon Basics, so you can guess where I got that. And the other one right on top, same thing.
Oh yeah. How many is on there? 12?
12 of them. They got a 12, a 15, a 24, a 9. I have a couple 9s because the 9s are under 4 feet. I should have bought a longer one, but originally I was going to go with 6 feet because this area here was taken up by this monstrous machine. I decided to clear it all out, and I put my sturdy. I call it a valance. I don't know what you call it. An overhang. And so now eventually I'll put my lights here. They come in tomorrow. I can't wait because I can't stand these little.
Yeah.
This little light.
It's up under there. You be cooking with gas.
Yeah, I got 6 of them coming in, so I'm gonna throw at least 4 in there.
I'm digging the outlet strips and the new magnet things. Those are
I really like the magnet things. This is what I did on the other one, and it's very, very useful. So now I'm going to start putting the soldering iron station and all that other stuff up there, and then I'll have room down here. And on the corner, obviously, I'm going to have my the computer station. I'm waiting until tomorrow because I didn't get a chance to do it before today, but I'm going to I've got this cable here, but it's connected, but I've got to find the other end in my room. So it's
So you didn't have that little short shelf on your other.
right. I didn't have the short shelf, and this time I put a little lip on it because I didn't want the end on it. I kind of like the lip.
Yeah.
So I mean that's basically it. You know, I put a bracket there, and I attached a couple brackets, one down here, one up here. So this shelf is on. It's basically it's a box. I mean, yeah, it's missing that side, but it's basically a box. And I'm looking through the open lid,
Right.
screwed into the wall with these ridiculously thick torque screws. I mean, these things are here. Hang on, let me show you what they look like.
Big old pan head torque screws.
Yeah, these monsters.
Yeah.
This will hold it. This will hold it. So yeah. So I've got that going through. As you see, the wall has slat wall, behind it drywall, and behind the drywall, obviously the studs. You know, and the studs are on. There's a nail. There's another nail. They're 16 inches on center, so I know based on the nails where to put this stuff, and that's basically it. And this time, and I got myself a stick, which I'm not going to take the camera off it and show you, but what I did was I put a stick on just a little piece of 2x4 that I had laying around. I used one of these clamps and clamped the camera on it, and the thing is like this, and the stick is this is the 2x4. So the 2x4 is where the screwdriver is, and here's the clamp, and then I clamped the camera on it. So I've got a shelf over here, a shelf bracket hung on one of the slat walls, and then I just hang it right there, and it's perfect for now. Eventually, I got to build an arm that goes all over, but I'm not going to be here more than 2 years, so.
What do I hear? I hear Rocky or Jack.
We had a cat sighting in the front yard.
Yep, that sounds like Jack there.
Jack got a hold of the cat the other day.
Good for him.
In fact, the cat messed up and went the wrong way, and he got stuck because the brush was thicker than he thought. Jack was right there on him and was ready to give him the shake, and I had to holler at Jack. He backed up. I said, let the kitty go.
Oh Lord.
We like to bark and chase kitties, but we don't want to hurt them because they'll keep the chipmunk population going.
Yeah, if they could only do the squirrels around our place, that'd be a whole lot nicer.
You know, I was going to say I don't have a problem with squirrels. I don't have any squirrels anymore. I don't know where they all went, but I suspect it has something to do with all the owls and the hawks in my trees.
I'll tell you one thing. You're talking about hawks and stuff. When I was still working, I was walking a route one morning. I was coming around the corner of a house, and I'm walking. I'm getting my mail ready for that house, and I'm looking, and all of a sudden, this big old whoosh comes right in front of me. Scared the living crap out of me. I didn't see it coming. And this big old hawk just reached down there, and I mean, them talons just locked into that squirrel. He hauled him up into the tree and set him down on, and then proceeded to taking his head off. You know, he was ready to eat.
Nice.
Scared the living crap out of me. I'd never seen it before. That was my first time. Not something I want to be close to again either.
Well, I personally wouldn't want to be close to living crap.
That's what I'm
You said it scared it out of you, and I'm thinking to myself, I would not like to see that.
I didn't have to check my pants afterwards, but it was close to it. That's a bigger bird. That wingspan on that thing was huge.
Any comments? Because I can't see the stream there.
Nobody's commenting yet.
All right.
Brian Allen showed us.
Good evening a while ago. William Maggart wanted to know what your upload speed was.
Oh yeah, because it was and
Yeah.
my upload speed, William is 30 to 40 megabit, and for some reason or another, I have a feeling the Mac was just trying to find the best upload speed, and in switching back and forth, that might be what's doing it. Possibly. I don't know. I'm still clear, or did I get fuzzy again?
Oh,
You're clear right now.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to leave it on hardwired from now on because, I don't know what.
Is it okay if I shop on Amazon while I'm on here?
Oh, please be my guest.
You sending him a link for other stuff?
Just let me know what you're buying so it can give me some.
I got to get some. I have decided that, I got like a sample pack of that Caesar EasyWeed HTV.
Right.
And then that guy I like to watch, he bought that store from another guy, and it's here in Georgia. It's about a couple hours from me, over near Augusta. And he's a dealer for B-Flex.
Okay.
So I thought, well, since it's he's in getting his new store and all this, I'll buy from him, because that's kind of like buying local because he's fairly close.
Yeah.
But I've decided I like the Caesar EasyWeed better than I do the B-Flex.
Yeah.
It just seems like the B-Flex, as you're weeding it and pulling on it, it keeps breaking, and you have to keep grabbing a new,
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you.
It seems like you get it started and you just keep pulling.
Yeah.
It'll come right off.
Oh yeah. When you get a brittle thing like that, the feeling. I mean, I know with vinyl, the feeling of an elastic when it went in the corners, it just, as long as you got a good sharp blade and a good cut, you can pull the whole thing off in one blow because it doesn't break in the corners. It's elastic. And then when you get a dry old piece of vinyl or Avery and Oracal are fantastic, but there's some off brands that are just ridiculous. You pull a piece and you're lucky if it doesn't start cracking and ripping even on a straight part.
Yeah.
It's because I know they always do on the corners, but and certain letters are easier to weed than others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was making a shirt. That's why I was late. I thought I was going to be done in time to get here on time, but like I said, I wasn't happy pulling that piece off of there.
Yeah. Well, don't get me started on capital E's and S's as well.
Yeah.
S's are one of the worst. G's are bad.
Yeah.
Unless your name is Gatton.
Yeah. Well, they're still bad to weed.
It's still bad to weed. They're just yeah.
Oh, Paul says he thinks it's the clearest video you've had so far.
Yeah. Well, in the other property, the video stream is just horrible.
Oh,
I'm actually what I'm gonna do is for the Saturday videos, when I'm up there, I'm gonna go off my phone because I get a much better signal from my phone than I do from the from online. From the hardwire. So then, but when it comes to here at home, I definitely got to go hardwired because I don't know what it is. It's just.
Well, there's probably nobody streaming in your household at the moment.
Well, yeah, there's somebody's watching a movie, but they're in the living room. They're on the other side of the house. And it's not an issue. It wasn't an issue the other day. In fact, ow, that one was actually.
That's about the fourth time tonight.
No, but this one was going the right direction. It just didn't break. You know how. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Call your foreman. You're going to fill out an accident report.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
You got any sick leave accrued?
Okay, guys. One day with no accidents. I mean, 0 days. Whatever. We're back to 0.
All right, I just bought some 3 rolls of HTV.
Nice.
And you know what that means?
I don't know.
More crazy T-shirts.
More crazy. Okay, that'll do it. Yeah, I'm. Let's see what I do here. I think I'll make 10 of each. That's what I'll do. I'm making the motor, the 4. There's a 4-pin I have, and then there's a 6-pin, and I'm doing the 4-pin now.
So, Russ, what have you been doing?
Well, if you ask my wife, she'll say nothing.
Well, I mean, you've been working with the concrete stuff, or has that been keeping you busy?
Well, it's done now, but I tell you what, I wore myself out trying to sweep all that stuff. I went out there and took my weed eater and tried to go around it and clean up some of the grass, and of course, that grass got all over it.
Yeah.
So I got my broom out there and I'm sweeping that stuff, and my wife comes out and sees me and says, "What are you doing? You're working finally."
And she scared you, and she scared you back inside the house.
Yeah, that's it. She told me you could probably put the water hose on that and done probably easier. I said, "You're probably right," but I had the broom in my hand, so I used it.
So is it all? How long has it been? Is it all cured and everything, ready to go?
Oh, we were driving on it this past Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I lose track of time.
yeah. It was ready for driving. We had it done last Thursday.
I was going to say,
About a week.
okay, only a week. Okay, so I thought it was
Yeah.
a couple weeks already, but
Yeah, it's only been a week, and looks real good. I like it. I have to a set of steps that I have to build for it underneath the carport,
Yeah.
and get that done. But she wants a landing, and then the steps coming off the landing because we're coming from the porch. She wants a landing, so walk straight off the porch and then down.
I told him he should call his house Meadows Landing.
Yeah, sounds like a new nighttime soap opera, huh?
Yep, Meadows Landing. They
probably have one somewhere.
It's Dallas, but
Yeah. They probably have one named that somewhere.
So this Saturday, folks, I say it every week, every time I'm on, so I might as well say it now. It's going to be presents for
half an hour, they'll be
college
here. They'll
kids.
probably be here at 1:45.
Mute Russ. And it's going to be presents for college kids. And so
you're giving them a coupon from Harbor Freight for those 750. What was it? $750.
$750 masks. Yeah, Dave and I were discussing the other day that we got a special.
How many was it you got for
It was 2,000 masks for $750. So now Harbor Freight, apparently they ordered too many, and while they were holding them all back, now they're not holding them. Now they're selling them at 38 as low as 38 cents each. Wow. Basically all I could say is pass. I mean, I'm happy with my one mask that's in the car that I never use except when I'm out and about, and it's cloth. Maybe I'll wash it one day. Maybe I won't.
Yeah, when I finished the coffee sessions, I thought, well, you know what? I got time. I'm going to run down there and get a haircut because I'm getting all shaggy and stuff. So I went to check in on my Great Clips app, and they're now saying bring a mask. And I thought,
Yeah, exactly. I cut it myself.
Yeah,
Sorry, buddy. You want it?
Time you see
Yeah.
that's why.
You want a mask? You're going to be down to only cutting Democrats' hairs.
I don't know how they can cut your hair if you're wearing a mask though. And if you got to wear it to get in and then take it off after you get in there, what's the
What's the
point?
point? Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. That gun media's got everybody scared.
Yeah. See, my wife is a little extra paranoid this week, but she's gone back to school and she's physically in school. And now the kids haven't gotten there yet, but the teachers are. So she's doing her very best to stay away from all the teachers to keep her, because eventually she'll be dealing with the kids. And eventually, if she doesn't get corona, she'll get some other flu bug. She gets it every year. And so do we, obviously, by our connection. But what we want to do is we want to wait a week until my daughter takes off to college. You know, we don't want to have her leaving here sick. So with anything, whether COVID or just the flu, because anywhere she goes, the way the world is working now, it's you got a little cold or you got the flu, it's COVID. So they don't, as long as if you have a fever, you got COVID, apparently. Which is not a good thing. It's just crazy out there. Any comments in the peanut gallery over there?
Well, let's see here. We got a LOL or LOL, as some people say, from Paul Stewart.
All right.
And he says, I think that this is the clearest video Javi has had so far.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Good.
It is clear now. Whatever.
I'm happy. I'm almost caught up. I'm caught up with all my little stuff. Now I just have to finish a few boxes and I'll be all caught up. And then I'm trying to bust my butt to get the ahead. So because I'm going to be out of town from March. Boy, am I out of it. From August 26th through September 4th. I'll be up there, but I will not be doing anything Javi Box related. I'm working on the architect and on the cutting bamboo, and I'll be doing some lives from up there, and the lives won't be soldering with Javi. They'll be more like tours on the property or something like that. I don't know what I'll do. I'll come up with something. Maybe what I am bringing up there is, and I don't know. Well, these days anything's a show. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on the computer up there sorting as if there's any way I can make this sound interesting. I have what they call a TBO, to be organized drive. I was going to say folder, but no, it's an entire drive. I've got 3.7 terabytes of to be organized stuff, from pictures to clips from working on the property to just about everything. So what I'm going to do is, I figure, like I said, anybody will watch a show about anything. So I'm going to actually sort it in the evening. Spend a couple hours sorting each night. And the advantage is you guys can see some there'll be some pictures of me, whatever. I won't choose to share. I'm not going to share everything. I'm going to be flipping the share button on and off, obviously, because I don't know what I have in there, which is why it's to be organized. But there'll be a lot of interesting stuff, like bits and pieces of me cutting, I don't know, bamboo and working on the property and clips that nobody's seen yet that eventually I'll turn into videos, but so I'll probably do that. Just saying. Like I said, I don't know how that could be of any interest, but
William Maggard has a question there, Javi.
yeah.
He says, "Hey, Javi, which webcam did you recommend recently?"
Here, I'll put the link on the thing because I forgot who's the one that Dave's got this webcam. I've got this webcam. When I'm crystal clear, it's working. When I'm not, it's not the webcam. And I forgot who it was. Oh, it was it's on the tip of my tongue. Glenn. Glenn bought one and he swears by it. He loves it. He's so happy he bought it. Hang on. Dave, you don't have a link on your site for that one yet, do you?
Get him one. You talking about because the one I just bought 2 of?
Yeah, the Speedle.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah. Go ahead and you have a wrench, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then you can just go ahead and send the link to him.
Well, I had one, unless you unwrenched me.
No, I don't unwrench anybody.
All right. Let's see here. Let me go to my orders. I'll have to scroll way down because it's been a day or two since I bought them.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's not even on that page. Let's see.
Just type in Speedle, Spedal.
Here it is. Here it is. Right here. Yep, that's it. All right, let me grab a thing here. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's just. There we go. Oh, it won't let me put it. It won't let me. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the coffee sessions when I got to switch things because I'm not a wrench in the coffee sessions, I don't think.
Well, throw it to me in the inside chat and I'll just post it.
See if that works. Yeah, that one worked.
Oh, you put it up?
Yeah, it's.
Oh, you logged in with that. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I just swapped users because I forgot I was on as the coffee sessions day, but not the other day.
Well, I got to give Coffee Dave a wrench also then.
Yeah, because Coffee Dave watches your show sometimes.
Oh, that's crazy talk.
Let's see, we got something else. Stewart says, "Is this a hard drive that you don't let your wife see?" LOL.
No. We got one of those relationships that there's no surprises for the most part. That's a beautiful thing about having a wife that's in lockstep with you the whole way.
I got one of those kind that my wife gets all kinds of stuff almost every day, and I don't get nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, mute that comment real quick.
That was really quick. I muted that quick.
You muted that quick. Maybe if he'd make some money or do some work.
I don't need it from y'all too. I get enough of that over here.
Poor
poor Russ. Well. Let's see how many we got over here.
I'm always working.
There it is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we got 9. Let's do the 10th one. And then we'll work on the last wire. Now, oh joy.
Mike Bell just showed up, and so did
Hey,
Big D.
Big D, Michael Bell, how's it going? We're just chatting. We're just ragging out on Russ. You just missed it. We're doing it.
I don't need the extra help.
We're doing an imitation. We're doing an imitation of his wife. You know, what the conversation went as follows. Russ asked, why don't I get? My wife gets all these Amazon things, and I don't get anything. And so you know what the next comment is going to be, because I know, because I mean I've got a wife which will comment that as well. That's because I do all the work.
Oh, Lord, it's heck being retired.
I know, right? They hate that word. Women hate that word.
Oh, they do. If I go back to work right now, it'd make her day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that's just, there's something wrong with that. You can go back to the future. You can do a lot of, but you can't go back to work.
I'm not going back to work. No. Them grandkids might be here. They are. I'll have to cut it off.
Okie dokie.
They're kind of loud.
Have a good one, Russ.
They won't be a good one. No, it's not going to be a good one.
Well, enjoy them while you got them.
I'll see y'all later.
Yep. Yeah, I had a good Christmas day here from Amazon today. Mostly a lot of Javi box stuff that I had ordered, but I did get my magnet things. I got my power strip. I was quite happy with the bulk of what came in. This bending down is for the birds. I'm still debating whether to get a plastic piece to put on top of these cushions, or to take off these these floor things, Dave, that we got, fatigue mats and whatever. They don't allow my chair to slide around a lot, so it's a little annoying. But I don't know. So I'm trying to decide whether to get a plastic mat or remove this mat. Okay, make sure that this is the correct setup. And let's see. Direction plus, direction minus, looped. Good. This is, and I shall continue now. Yeah, my cousin said he was going to drop by or try to drop by to take a look. Well, he might be in the car, might not be able to comment, but. Let's see what interesting topic we have for everyone today. I was just thinking of the Three Stooges. Yeah, I'm trying to think, but nothing happens. You know, it's funny because those old shows, I mean, there are some shows which, like Green Acres, they will stand the test of time. Green Acres is always funny because even the kids today, they'll look at, I mean, a lot of Green Acres jokes are the fact that they moved from a city that had every convenience to a town that was stuck in the past. And I don't care how modern technology goes forward, it's always, I mean, it's going to be relevant because they didn't have cell phones, but they also didn't have, but even back then, well, they did, but they didn't have phones on the wall. I mean, certainly not on a pole, you know. So I mean, the quirkiness of the whole show was just fantastic, you know. Other shows, my daughter, I was talking about it with my daughter, and she says, "I Love Lucy's another one that's just people just don't realize what, you know, what a classic show that is." My daughter's a teenager, and she appreciates all the old I Love Lucy's, you know. And then you got they got some classics, and where the premise doesn't have to be dated, because that's the problem with a lot of these shows is that they'll create a show based around some sort of a current event, and then it's not relevant after the current event is if it's not a popular current event, it's just not relevant anymore. So my daughter and I were talking about so I was talking to my daughter about the Three Stooges, and that's how I feel about the Three Stooges. It's when I was young, it was hilarious, it was funny, but the Three Stooges has gone the way of slapstick. It's gone the way of the old, you know, even some of the old silent movies. I mean, they're just too far out of touch. Yeah, slapstick is, I don't know if slapstick is funny anymore. It never was to me. Well, yeah, actually it was. I mean, I think back to the other day I saw The Naked Gun again. And I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Dave, but it's got, of all people, O.J. Simpson in it. And you know, pre-trial. And there's a part where O.J. Simpson, he plays a police officer, and he gets shot by a bunch of people. So as he's getting shot, he gets shot, and he's doing the death scene. So the death scene, he goes, oh, and then he leans back, bangs his head on a pipe. And so he goes, and so while he's holding his chest, and he goes, oh, and like he hurt himself. Then he's leaning over and he leans on some wet paint and he goes, oh no. And it was one thing. He burns himself on a stove. I mean, he does. It was like 5 or 10 different gags in that one scene, which I would consider all that slapstick, but quite funny.
I gotta run, let my boy out real quick. I'll be back.
Okie doke. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Are there any shows that for you will always stand the test of time, or will some of those shows just eventually fade away into obscurity? Just want to know. And in the meantime, I will. Oh shoot! Forgot to plug this in. That's not good. There we go. There we go. Let me get on the tubes here so I can see your comments. If you have comments. And if you don't, I still appreciate the watch. The watch time. Give me a second, folks. I'm still trying to load up the web page on my machine here. Don't know why it's taking so long. Yeah. That'll happen eventually. Let me go take a look at the comments on this side. Yeah, Abbott and Costello, Gomer Pyle, Carol Burnett, definitely. Little Rascals, yeah, Little Rascals is another one. I enjoyed it when I was a kid, just not the same. Gomer Pyle, absolutely. That's always funny. Oh, your internet connection is bad today, Michael? Yeah, and so, well, Paul, what I'm working on today is these are the connectors that go to the motors, that go to the inputs. They go from the drivers from the input side, enable and pull and direction. So what I'm doing is creating this. I don't even know if you could see this, but I'm creating it's the 4-pin connector. I loop the one for the +5, and then I've got pin 2 and pin 4 separate. Right now I'm creating a bunch of green ones. I'll soon be creating a bunch of red ones. And then I'll be creating a bunch of yellow and blue tied together because those two are grouped together. So that's what I'm doing at the present time. Taking my time, not going crazy. And we'll see how many I can get done tonight. And, well, whether I'm here at the show or later tonight, I'll probably be working on these for a while. And I will connect these to the appropriate connections on the panel. Oops, it doesn't go there. I finished that. Okay, so this is done, goes up here. This one is also done, goes up here. I got 4 left of the greens, and then I move on to the next one. Let me see if I go to my YouTube here so I can see your comments live. Live and in living color. Doo-doo-doo-doo. My channel. Videos. Chatting with Javi number 53. And here I am. Chatting with Javi number 53. Welcome back, Dave. Yeah, a lot of good shows out there. Let me pop out my chat. Welcome back, Dave. Yeah, a lot of good shows out there. Okay, and close that. Space Force. I want to say I saw one episode of that. If not, I definitely want to put it on my list. McHale's Navy was hilarious. Yeah, Andy Griffith. Yeah. See you soon, Michael. Space Force. That sounds so familiar. Good evening, Bobby. How are you? Your stuff went out today, so I don't know if you got the email with the tracking number on it. And your articles. Ah, yes. Okay. William, I'd appreciate the sarcasm by Steve Carell. I did see it, and I did appreciate the sarcasm. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. I saw the first season. Is the second season out yet, or did they not continue that show? Because, yeah, I watched it. I actually watched it with my wife. We found it hilarious. Yeah, it was a good show. That's not good. Let's see here. Good evening, Clyde. Good to see you. We're talking about old shows that stand the test of time. Because, there's a lot of them. Happy Days is another one. It's pretty good. But But I'll tell you, Happy Days is great and it's a classic. But in seventh grade, I remember everybody wanted a leather jacket. Everybody wanted to be like the Fonz. Every one of my friends said, "Hey!" I mean, it was the thing to say. I there are I mean, obviously there are a lot of different shows over the years that have that influence, but uh, it's one of those things that it's never to be seen again. That particular aspect of the show. While the show may live on, there's nothing like It just same thing with Mork and Mindy. Mork and Mindy's funny, and people will probably watch it and get a kick out of it, but nobody's gonna go nanu nanu, you know, like they did when back then. Uh, it was just you know, it's a culture that who knows. Yeah, the cordless screwdriver was hilarious. Yeah, that whole show was just it was quite funny. And it's funny because it also quite realistic in one sense. It talks it I mean again, it's blurry. It's been almost a year since I've seen it or whatever, but there's a part that if I remember correctly, it talks about the power even though it doesn't mention it blatantly, it talks about the power of sales or of I call it sales, but it's the power of persuasion, the power of perception. You know, perception in that one is definitely reality. I mean, those kind of. I know from talking with my friend John. I got a buddy of mine, John. He and his wife are both um, engineers at NASA, and here in Florida, and they tell me all the time. It depends on how the people the public image is everything when it comes to that place because public image, if people don't like it, they report. If people don't like it, it's out of sight, out of mind, and the congressman's not going to give them money because it's not important. But if people are crazy about space travel, oh boy, they're going to get money because the congressman puts them high up on the bill, and that's the thing, or Congress itself, or yeah. And it goes. A lot of stuff is like that. Lost in Space is another one. Laverne and Shirley, Adam's Family. Laverne and Shirley is one of those shows that I used to love it. I can't watch it now, but I used to love it, and then there was a time where I didn't actually love Laverne and Shirley, but whenever it was on and I was at home and I didn't feel like getting up to switch the channel, I got into the episode. Kind of like I Love Lucy, I want to say. And I know for all diehard Lucy fans, I'm sorry, but I Love Lucy is that kind of show for me now. It's if my family watches it, I'll walk by the TV completely uninterested. But if I sit down, I'll get into it. You know, I don't know why. There's shows like that. Brady Bunch. Brady Bunch is another show that I grew up with, and I found it hilarious. And I don't know. I don't want to say something's wrong with me. It's just I could right now watch certain shows, MASH, West Wing, um, Babylon 5, Star Trek's. All the Star Treks except Enterprise. Um, Farscape. There's a few shows. Eureka, Warehouse 13. There's a bunch of shows that I could watch and binge watch, and maybe a year or two later binge watch all over again. I Love Lucy is not one of those shows. Carol Burnett, it's one of those occasional shows. I'll go, you know what? I'm in the mood for Carol Burnett, and I'll put it on YouTube and stuff. And then Hogan's Heroes, definitely one of those shows. Green Acres is one of those shows. I could sit and watch those all day long. But I can't do that with some of those other. Gilligan's Island, I used to love Gilligan's Island. Kind of still do, but I don't want to watch it. I haven't wanted to watch Gilligan's Island in years. You know. I wonder how that happens. That there's certain shows that you will watch over and over and over, and certain ones that you won't. Wild Wild West. There's one that, you know what? Now that you mention it, Rick, now that you mentioned Wild Wild West, I wouldn't mind. You know what? I think I'm going to download it and binge watch Wild Wild West, because I used to love Wild Wild West. And it's been a long time since I've seen them, so they'll all be fresh and new to me. Partridge Family was, to me, like it was like the Brady Bunch, and I liked the Brady Bunch, and I never got into the Partridge Family until I got older. I just, Danny's sarcastic jokes, I was into. I guess I didn't get into sarcasm until later in life. Who knows? At least when it came out. Okay, I don't know how many I need, so I'm just going to yank out a whole bunch of them. The Monkees is another one that I used to watch all the time. And is one that I can't watch now. It's weird how that works. Really weird how that works. Taxi. There's one. See, Taxi's one that I haven't seen it in a long time, but I wouldn't mind binge watching Taxi. Maybe not yet, but I was so into, between Andy Kaufman and Ignatowski and Christopher Lloyd. That show was just fantastic. Now there's a show. Also, William is asking, what shirts are you printing now? Adam 12 I enjoyed. However, I enjoyed Dragnet a lot more than Adam 12. Emergency, there's a show that I have the entire season, 7 seasons of Emergency, because I love that show, and recently I binged watch all of them. I could sit and watch that show over and over. Well, now that I've seen them all, you know, the love affair is over, but when I was young, when I was 11 years, let me see where Dave is. Dave, what shirt are you making? You're muted, by the way. I think you're muted.
Yes, I was studying at YouTube University.
Ah, gotcha.
What shirts am I printing now? Well, I made one earlier, and if you want to see it, you'll have to tune in to tomorrow's coffee
There you
session.
go. Every morning, Dave's coffee session
I will
on
be
the Dave
modeling.
Gatton channel, in case you didn't know.
I'll be modeling the shirt that I made tonight.
Sweet.
Coffee session. Now, I'm watching YouTube University here. Some dude. And I know y'all talking about old shows and stuff, but you know what's on my mind tonight?
Tell me.
Those annoying mid-roll ads.
Oh, I can't stand them.
Not only are they annoying, but there's something, I don't know what it is, but when I'm watching them on my, because I watch a lot of tube on my big screen.
Yeah.
But when those ads come on, whether it's an ad at the beginning of a video, a mid-roll ad is somewhere in the middle, or whatever, it's like I got to reach for the remote and turn it down real quick because it's blaring.
Ah, yeah.
When the ad ends and the video comes back on,
You got to crank it back up
because I got to turn it back, and I go back and forth, and so I'm looking on here. I think there's a way to totally. Now, I know I can't turn other people's off, but I want to make sure that anybody that watches my videos don't have to suffer through that. So I just think they're stupid. Put one before and after.
Yeah.
I just don't like them at all.
No, I agree with you. I can't stand those ads. All I know is those ads. Either I'm glad I use a Fire TV because I've got that 10-second skip for the ones that are built in, that people built into the thing, and the ones that are inserted. I just cannot hit that skip ad button fast enough. I always get prepared. As soon as an ad comes on, get ready for the skip.
I'm trying to find the place where you go tell them what kind of ads.
Settings, ad preferences, I guess, or.
Yeah, maybe it's in settings. I don't know. But I got to get them turned off because at least, like I said, because I've watched some of my own videos and I know that, because YouTube did this thing where they're putting them in there and now you got to go turn them off.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not giving you, they're not saying you can turn them on if you want. They're like, no, we're turning them on.
Yeah.
But you got to turn them off. So I got to try to figure out where that is.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Paul says emergency chips, Dukes of Hazards. Yep, all three of those I used to watch. And here's the thing: emergency, I could watch over and over and over. Chips, I used to watch. Recently, and now I'm really not interested in watching an episode of Chips. In fact, if it comes on, I'll switch the channel. On the old, And then Dukes of Hazard. Again, it's one of those. Some of these are shows that if I see them again, some are shows that I like to watch over and over, and some are shows that, and I wonder what, how the mind works to come to those decisions. It's really, well, I guess if I knew the secret to that, I'd be a very successful television scheduling producer. Let's see here. Ow. Twist my finger again. Seinfeld I caught late in life. I caught it after, I think it was the after, or no, maybe I used to watch a few episodes here and there, and then I got it. Then it was around the 10th season of Seinfeld where I got into Seinfeld, and then I just binge watched all of them, and it was hilarious. But I had a buddy of mine who had the entire Seinfeld collection and he lent it to me. But Bewitched was another great show. Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie. And again, with Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie, I would watch them. I would watch them over and over. And they're no longer. However, if there was a remake or a reboot, not a kid's teenager reboot and stuff, but an actual, like there was the movie, the Bewitched movie, I'll watch that. Land of the Lost was another one that I was crazy about. And I actually did binge watch all the Land of the Lost episodes because I hadn't seen it in years. And it's funny because in watching all those episodes, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. In binge watching all those episodes, I actually learned the timeline of Land of the Lost, because that was a little. I had always wondered. Wait a second, how did this make sense? Or did they ever finish Land of the Lost, or did they leave them hanging, or And sure enough, it was really cool. For those of you that are Land of the Lost fans, it was really cool how they went about it, because it was a loop. And well, anyway. Yeah, that's good enough. I could do 4 of them. Laughing. I still watch Laughing when I'm up at the camper. Laughing's great. All the classic shows. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely got to say there are some favorites of mine. And West Wing is extremely recent. So is Babylon 5. And I really love those shows. I mean, I really enjoy them. Even though it is with Martin Sheen, who's, let's just say he's not the most Republican person in the world. But it was a great it was a good show. Quincy, there's another one that I used to love watching, Quincy. And I still, to this day, except I know them all so well, but every now and then I'll go back to binge watching all the Columbos. Oh, loved Columbo. Still love Columbo. Peter Falk is a genius. Well, or the writers, whatever. I was never into the Mod Squad, Rick. Never into the Mod Squad. I did like Dragnet, not the Mod Squad. That was too... I hate to sound, white here, but that was too... I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but that was not a white bread show. Don't know. It was too diverse. No, and it's not that it was too diverse. I didn't care about diversity. I mean, there was a lot of diversity when we were. I mean, we were. Let's see. Obviously, Star Trek was breaking grounds in diversity, if you want to call it that. But the topics themselves were. See, Dragnet. There were times when I didn't like Dragnet because of that. Because Dragnet, sometimes it was pretty cool. They found a case, and then but every time they talked about drugs, and that was half the shows. And Friday got on a rant about drugs. I'm sorry, but I never did drugs, so I couldn't really relate to any of these people. None of them. I couldn't relate to Friday for being such a hard ass, and I couldn't relate to the kids because for forever doing drugs. And I thought they were like, God, that's weird. I've known a few people that do marijuana or stuff, and they don't they don't seem that far gone like they show those kids on Dragnet. Then again, I don't know. I was just very young during that time. I was born in '65, so you can imagine. I was born with color TV, or at the advent of it. Battlestar Galactica, old and new. Yep. Yeah, you see, Battlestar Galactica, I love the old ones. Those were great. Cheers and Friends were also great. Dave, that was a wonderful show. Um, I've binge watched Cheers. I've binge watched, but Battlestar Galactica, the new ones. There's something about that show. I didn't like the filming of it. I mean, the darkness. Eh, I liked. I watched it, and I watched it mostly because of nostalgia. Because I go, oh well, I watched the originals. I knew all about the Cylons and everything, and Apollo and Starbuck, but so I wanted to watch the new ones, and I got into it. But I stopped watching it around the time where Katie Sackhoff got the arrow, and that's about it. Well, that show to me, the filming of it was too dark, and they were doing a few shows like that in that during those times. One of them was, and I hated this, Stargate Universe. I was am a huge fan of Stargate. SG-1 and Atlantis. I really got into Atlantis. And then all of a sudden, they did Stargate Universe, which I got into, and I like that guy. I forgot his name. I think he's Mexican. That Mexican guy that was on the show, and I really like the well, I would call him the bad guy, but that guy on the show that he played Gold on. If any of you ever saw the that Disney movie with the fairy tale, not fairy tale, whatever that Disney series was with all the different. Well, anyway, this guy, I forgot the actor's name, but anyway, too dark. The whole thing was way too dark for me. And no, never liked Miami Vice, oddly enough. I mean, I every now and then I would watch it and go, I know that place, I know that place, I know that place. But you know what? I'd watch Flipper and I'd know all those places too. So, because Flipper was filmed down here back in the day. But Miami Vice, I don't know. To me, here's the problem. If you live in California, you're probably used to all the different shows being filmed all over California and going from one section of California to another that has no connection. Well, I couldn't take that. They're on one section of Miami, and then they're in the whole other side of the street, and it's like that road doesn't go there. All the inconsistencies. Number one, which I know I'm nitpicking, but that's the one thing that killed me. But the second thing was, all I could think of throughout the whole show was, that's not freaking Miami. That's not freaking Miami. That's not freaking Miami. God, it's like, what the hell? That's not the Miami I know, and it's not Miami at all. But, well, and the only place that had those frickin' plaid colors, or those Miami Vice, those Art Deco colors, was Miami Beach in the Art Deco district. Oh, and then everywhere around there, because the show was popular, and all of a sudden but some people painted their house those Art Deco colors, but then that went away real fast. You know, the show made it seem like Miami was entirely Art Deco. Boy, were they way off on that one. But feed's still slow, Michael. I'm sorry to hear that. I am. Let's see, where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 2 more left. Yeah, I got 2 more left. Okay. But yeah, let's see. Um, I remember True Lies. They filmed it on the movie True Lies. They filmed it on the old 7 Mile Bridge. Because it just so happens that the new 7 Mile Bridge was just being built. So they actually did all those explosions on the old 7 Mile Bridge, which was very convenient, you know, because it's just a relic now. I don't know if they ever, I mean, I haven't been by there in years down to the Keys. So I don't know if that 7 Mile Bridge, the old one, is still, if they ever tore it down or they just left it there. Probably they just left it there, knowing them. Good shows in the old days. Yeah, there's a lot of people that like those shows. And, the one thing I can't stand, the one thing, and I can't stand and don't understand, but, well, I can't say I don't understand, is reality shows. And I'm not saying the reality shows themselves. I understand how they can come about. You know, somebody does something and then somebody's too bored and it's new and it's Big Brother, I think, was one of those first ones. Yeah, I never watched it, but it was popular with a lot of people. Well, then all of a sudden everything else comes out and people are watching Duck Dynasty and they're watching this and that, and it is baffling to me how many people I hate to sound snobbish, but how many people have such a lack of brain cells that they will watch this stuff. Really, really beyond me. Because I mean, my wife kind of has the same, um, to a certain degree, she has the same comment when I watch Star Trek. She goes, "How can you watch that show? It's always the same thing." You know. Now, to her benefit, I mean, to in her defense, just so happens that every time I watch one of the Star Trek shows, it's probably the same 10 or so episodes. So she gets stuck with the same one every time. She did enjoy Babylon 5 because we watched the whole series together, not just, a sampling of shows. Well, but, you kind of wonder about those reality shows because I understand entertainment is entertainment, but I like intelligent, mind challenging entertainment. Mind challenging without not like a game show where you have to think, sit there well, even some of the game shows, Match Game, that was a great example of a great show. You had to think, you had to match, and then you wonder how the hell do these people, what kind of audience matched it with that, But in the end, it was somewhat challenging. And when you start having to come up with certain whodunits or dramas or whatever, I can understand how people like cop shows. Because you still watch Big Brother. Yeah, yeah.
That's a funny comment right
That
there.
that is the perfect comment. That's the perfect comment. However, even though you're watching me solder and it's a reality show, there is some interaction and you get what you, I mean, you get what you put into it. If you ask me an interesting question or one that'll spark an interesting conversation,
At least there's no commercials.
yeah. Number one, there's no commercials. Number two, if you ask an interesting question that will spark an interesting conversation, well, then your brain is well, hopefully it'll be interesting and entertaining and educational. And occasionally, my show is educational because you learn about whether electronics or which particular CNC to buy. Hint: cat and CNC, or for which particular controller to buy. Hint: hobby box. But yeah, definitely watching me solder is not the. I joke about that every now and then to my wife. I go, I can't believe it. I mean, I'm doing it to more than anything else to keep myself busy, and it's great having company. It's like being with a bunch of friends, But at the same time, makes you wonder. My God, people are watching me solder. And then I think about it when I sit in the YouTube and there's a few shows that I watch that they're usually friends or they're usually, that I'll sit. Last night, I watched Eloy and Mark Lindsay rattle on for 2 hours for the 200th time about the Beatles. And yeah, I was not doing anything better. And as long as I don't watch their show every week, I find it interesting. Some of their conversation is incredibly uh, entertaining, and some is just the only thing I don't appreciate, and this is I hope you guys appreciate this about this show, but the only thing I don't appreciate in one of these type of shows is when you have a show, and I'll give you a couple examples. One is Scratched podcast, or not Scratched. Well, Scratched was one, but the Trampled Underfoot and Scratched, Makers International. These are shows that, while on the surface they may be good shows and I may be entertaining, they do not interact with the audience in any way, shape, or form. I'm sorry, but I don't want to watch a couple guys talking to each other. I mean, I may if they're interesting enough, but a lot of people find Russ funny, from what I've heard. So and every now and then when I get on here, and somebody gets me wound up about a subject, people find that funny. But I'll just when I vent, people find it funny. I guess I don't know, but some people, some don't. And then, but the thing I like to do, and I like to be on the receiving end of this as well, is if I comment, like on Dave's show, for instance, on his coffee shop, I'll comment, and assuming there's not like 200 comments and he misses it, he'll comment right back. I mean, he'll talk about whatever you comment. There's interaction between the host and the audience. However delayed, because this is not an instant thing.
I figure if people are going to tune in to watch me drink coffee,
yeah,
and listen to me ramble on, I can at least acknowledge their presence once in a while.
And And I get it, Paul. I'm the same. I'm the same with you. I'll be watching. I'll be watching Dave's show, and I'm here soldering, or I'll be playing a game, or I'll be. I mean, I'm not always sitting. I mean, in fact, most of us are not sitting enraptured in front of the unless like the days that Dave is relaxing behind on the TV set, just having something to watch. But if it's too boring, he'll be zonked in front of the TV set in no time, I would imagine. But but yeah, Xbox, have at it. I mean, that's it's great support for my channel, and I always appreciate that. Uh, to have you guys tune in, whether you're watching or not, I prefer the comments. Uh, you know, because that way the show is a bit more interesting, and it's not just dead silence for an hour just watching me solder. But yeah, Big Brother. I never watched that show, to tell you the truth, so I wouldn't know what to comment on it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know those. I don't understand what kind of minds will watch Real Housewives. I'll tell you, I do understand soap operas, though. I really do. If you get into them, if you get into the soap operas, I'll be honest with you. Uh, uh, General Hospital, back when Luke and Laura got married, I was into General Hospital. And now, before you go, oh my God, Javi, how could you? Well, okay, I will explain. My girlfriend at the time was into General Hospital. And of course, as an excuse to be with her, I would say, hey, can we watch General Hospital together? Because if not, she would say no and she'd just watch General Hospital. She liked it that much. So, my watching General Hospital was, partially or mostly due to, the the influence of a woman. But I'll tell you, I got into it. You can't help but get into soap operas if you watch them all the time. Yeah, that's the thing. It's absolutely funny. I mean, it's we are we are being conditioned more and more to have multiple inputs, as you said, as you put it, and similarly, there are it's shorter attention span on all ends. I went the other day. I was okay. So you guys have seen my in the shop. I have the other shop. I have the arcade game, and I built that thing mostly nostalgia, but I built it so I can play my favorite games when I'm bored. Well, number one, it didn't take me long to get bored of all my old favorite games because it's not the same. It's like a perfect example. The other day, I got into I for nostalgia's sake. For any of you that were computer nerds in around circa 1980, when this program came out called Adventureland, was by Scott Adams or Doug Adams, no Scott Adams. This program Adventureland came out. And it was go east, go west, uh, chop tree with what with axe that text adventure games. Well, I spent a full probably 3 days and nights with my buddies. 4 of us huddled all around the computer at my house till, well, pretty much overnight back in the high school days. And we loved it. And it was amazing and it was interesting and it was a puzzle to be solved. And I did it the other day. I mean, some time ago. I I remembered part of it, but I still had to struggle with other parts, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't. It wasn't anywhere near as exciting. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you as far as that's concerned. So, but anyway, we're coming up on. Well, we're actually past the hour and a half mark, so I'm gonna let you guys go and continue with my battle here. So, Paul, good luck on your high scores, and I'll bid you all a fond adieu. I will be on tomorrow, and hopefully this place will be well lit. Yeah, this week I'm trying to catch up, so I'm trying to get ahead. So I will be on every day this week in case you guys are interested in watching. So have a wonderful day, everyone, and thank you guys for hanging out. Good night. Now I got to go to the other computer to turn it off.